Hi there, John. Obviously, you need goals tomorrow and a win. Is it starting to get competitive amongst the squad as to who's going to be Scotland's hero?
Not at all. I would take Big Gunny being the hero tomorrow. I think it's a team effort. Obviously, recently Big Scotty's been the man for goals, so he looks confident and firing and training. But all the boys are excited, and hopefully one of us will be a hero tomorrow night. So don't really care if it's an own goal or a deflection or anything. We'll take what it comes.
Hi John, can we talk a wee bit about the Tartan Army, right? We've seen all the pictures, all the videos, I'm sure you guys have as well. Specifically, what would it mean to you to qualify, to get out the group and to make their dreams come true?
That would mean everything really. I think the way they've conducted themselves, don't know how they managed to do it with all the drink that they're consuming. But I think you see the messages from the local mayors, the police officers, the residents, that it makes you proud to be Scottish, really proud to have them supporting us. So they've done their part of the journey and the job, and it's up to us to send them home with more memories, more unforgettable memories than I'm sure they've already made. So we can feel that. We really thank them for all the support. It's been absolutely incredible, and I think I can echo what John Carver said, that anthem was the best I've ever heard, and hopefully it can be even better tomorrow night.
Hi John, am I right in saying you've got Hungarian links in your family? Can you tell me a bit about that, and has there been quite a bit of chat about it in the lead up to this game and when the draw was made?
Yeah, when the draw was made, definitely. My Uncle Joe and my little cousins Mark and Thomas, spelt in the Hungarian way. They live in Sopron in Hungary. Obviously the boys were born in Scotland, but they're half Hungarian, half Scottish. One of them wants Scotland to win, one of them wants Hungary to win. So my Uncle Joe told us that this morning. So they'll have a win-win scenario, but for us, I hope young Thomas is sad tomorrow night. But it's obviously really strange. They're huge supporters of mine. For them, going to school every day, it's quite nice that they can share the same surname. And some of the boys in their school and their class, they don't really believe it, but it's nice to see them. They were over at the Liverpool game at the last home game of the season, and they were more interested in Big Shobbesley than their big cousins. So no, it's obviously a nice touch to the game tomorrow, but full focus is on getting through.
John, how do you assess your own Euros so far, and how much more do you feel Scotland can improve, especially going into this game?
I think a lot of us have still got a lot to give, especially me personally. Probably not been involved as much offensively as I've hoped. The opening game collectively, but personally, was a bit of a write-off, one to forget. And the second one was all about grit, determination, running, really all that was missing in the first game. So I think us boys, the front three that played, left absolutely everything out there, and hopefully we can replicate the same. But obviously at the same time, we've got different gears we can go up and levels to go up, and hopefully we'll have the games to show that.
John, I know you said you would take any goal tomorrow night, but it has been a while since you scored for Scotland now. But what would it mean if you could end the goal drought that you spoke about after?
Would you please introduce yourself?
Sorry, Scott, for the Sunday Mail.
It would mean everything. Obviously, I'm aware of it. I had been used to a sort of nice run of form goals wise. Big Scotty's taking that mantle, and I'm delighted about that. So need to get a shot and goal first before I can think about scoring. So hopefully I can get involved in those areas, keep making the same runs, same movement, and hopefully tomorrow night we'll have more of the ball and get into scoring. Obviously it would absolutely mean the world, mate, to me, to get a goal tomorrow night. We all know the magnitude of the game. It's a chance for us to write ourselves in the history books and become a unique Scotland team. So for us, I think everyone wants to be the hero, but it's important that we just play the game normally. We know we're capable of getting the 3 points, and if it is me, I'll take one off a right shin to go in the bottom corner.
The lady in pink, please.
John, you've had yourself personally a very good season with Villa getting into the Champions League. Would it mean even more to you to get out of the group with the national team?
Depends who's listening. No, I think it would. Obviously, Aston Villa have been in that stage of European football before. It's something as a country we've not seen and been involved in. So I think it would mean a lot more to me, especially after the season that's already. Well, that season's been and gone. I'm really proud of what we've achieved with Villa. Obviously getting in the Champions League, which is going to be incredible, but I think getting through the group stages with Scotland would certainly eclipse that, and hopefully tomorrow night we can be talking about history being achieved.
John, I know you're saying that, first game's a write-off, etc. It's about work, but in the second game, when we needed a start, you went across, you won a throw early on, then you won as a corner. Even when you're not contributing the goals, is that really important to you that you're doing that work that brings the rest of the team up the park?
I think that was part of the reason why I was playing there, to be honest. The manager plays me a lot there with Villa sometimes, and I just need to adapt, whether that's in the centre of midfield, wide or up top. I'm there for a reason. I'm not there to be a normal, natural striker. I'm there to make things difficult for the opponents and use my energy and try and get about, and thankfully I managed to do that early on. I think the start of the game against Germany was extremely poor, so it was important we started in the front foot. I think the message we sent out in that game was clear, myself, Shane, Scott, and it was just trying to keep that energy up for the majority of the game. Did start to feel it towards the end of it, but I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed that second game a lot more than the first, which I'm sure we all did.
Are there more questions? Yeah, please.
Hi John, Alan Patullo from the Scotsman. You caused a stir with your dancing in Garmisch-Partenkirchen when you arrived. Obviously you want to go back. They've taken you to their hearts, haven't they? You want to go back there and receive that welcome again next week, don't you?
It's a brilliant wee place, a place I didn't actually realise existed until we got told we were there. We got told we were going to a welcome party, which I thought was going to be a lot quieter than it was. It was a bit mental. I've tried to impersonate the guy and be funny in front of the boys, and I got what I deserved. He's grabbed me by the arm, put me in front of the stage, and I thought, oh no. But at that point, I just had to embrace it, go with the flow. My dancing's horrendous, as it always is, but it was brilliant. And do you know what? The locals have been amazing. Great place, amazing hotel, brilliant pitch, and beautiful scenery. So there's no better place to prepare. And you kind of do feel like it's a different kind of part of Germany, nice and quiet. And when we were leaving today, they said, hey, let's come back here and have another week or two here, or 3. So I'm really looking forward to going back there, and they've been brilliant with us.
In the first row, please.
John, I think we just assume that because you play in the Premier League and a lot of the other players play in big games, that you're used to this kind of environment and you're used to handling the pressure. Does this feel different, and how do the players manage to kind of zone out and relax going into what for a lot of them will be the biggest game of their Scotland careers?
Certainly different. I don't think you can compare club and international games of this magnitude. It's certainly different because in the European games you don't have all the Villa fans wouldn't be falling and going to the squares of the local cities and filling the waterfalls with fairy liquid and causing as much carnage. I think it's nice that we've got a lot of players that have experienced those games. Obviously, me in the latter stages of my career, having been involved in a lot of high pressure matches, but for us, I don't think we are feeling that pressure. We're feeling kind of anticipation. What can we be that team that changes things, takes the next step? Because the best thing in football is proving people wrong, and I don't think a lot of Europe think we can make that step, and we've got full belief in the dressing room that we can. and we're more excited and really keen to get going rather than feeling any sort of pressure.
The final question, please.
John, Scotland were in an identical position to the one that you're in just now 3 years ago at Euro 2020, going into the last game knowing that a win would take you through. Why are you better now? Why are you more likely to do it?
Just experience, really. I don't think we approached those games with the right mentality, really. It was a complete new thing, preparing for a European Championships, the magnitude of it, being at home, a number of reasons, and quite frankly, get beat by the better team that last game. So this one's slightly different. Poor start, good second game, which could also have been better with 3 points, but a massive cup final both for us and for Hungary to try and make some history. I'm sure it will be some history for Hungary. They'll be hoping for a similar outcome to us, but I think with the experience we've gained over the past few seasons, we've obviously had a lot of injuries along the way which we've had to deal with, but I think us Scots are best during some adversity, and hopefully we can prove a lot of people wrong tomorrow night.
Thank you very much, John McGinn. Good luck for tomorrow's match, and we will continue in a few minutes with the head coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Scott.
In the first row, the microphone is coming.
Scott Mullen, BBC Scotland. Steve, you said in the outset that 4 points was the target. How do you feel on the eve of the game that could potentially deliver that for you and the team?
Just pour me water. Yeah, we feel good. Feel good. Obviously, we thought it might come down to needing to get something out the last game in the group, so that's the stage we're at. We've been in this position before at the last tournament, so hopefully we can show that we've learned a few lessons.
Steve, Luke Shanley from Sky Sports. What have you learned then, and how have you changed the approach in terms of between game 2 and 3 from the last Euros to this Euros?
A lot of recovery, a lot of rest. Hopefully some good information for the players. A really good training session this morning. Good information for them. And then when they cross the white line, they have to put that information into practice on the pitch, and hopefully you see the results at the end.
Gabriel Antoniazzi, Radio Clyde. Steve, have you felt the sense of occasion over these last 3-4 days building up to this match? The chance to be history makers, the biggest game of many people's careers, and if you don't, just how do you deal with it all?
In my own way. Listen, the whole tournament's a sense of occasion. To come out here and to be involved in, and for Scotland, their first major overseas tournament since 1998. 1998, I was still playing. That's a long time ago. So it's nice for them to be here, and I think you can see with the supporters that we've got out here how much they're enjoying being here. I'm sure the people back in Scotland, the other 5 million that didn't manage to travel, I'm sure that they also are engrossed in the tournament and wishing as well. So that's what it means to everybody. So it's not just about this game, it's about all the games. Obviously, we get into the point of the tournament where we know we have to win the game to progress to the next round, and that's what we aim to do.
Connie, then Raman, if that's okay.
Connie McLaughlin, ITV. Steve, could you just talk to us a little bit about the threat that you think Hungary pose for Sunday, please?
I think when you look at the record over the last few years, they've been building towards this. The good team, well organised, good coach, good discipline without the ball, and a good threat with the ball. Obviously some talented players. I'm not going to name them all. Hopefully we can stifle them and keep them in place. But we expect a difficult game, and I'm sure that the Hungarians are also expecting a difficult game from us. But I think two similar teams, two similar lineups, two similar systems, and hopefully our system is slightly better than their system.
Porkároly, Nemzeti Sport Online. How much of an advantage is it that Andrew Robertson is a teammate of Szoboszlai Dominik? Did you speak to him about Szoboszlai's game? Are you preparing separately about Szoboszlai or about those players who are playing in the UK? I'm talking about Kerkez Milos and Callum Styles.
Now, obviously, we know very well the three players you mentioned, Styles, Kerkez and Szoboszlai. We know them from their time in England when they play in the games. So we have some information on them that's maybe a little bit more than some of the other players that we have. But we have a good analysis team, a good set up behind the scenes. So we know a lot about Hungary. We understand the talents that they have. And obviously Szoboszlai gets a lot of the credit, but they've got a few other really top players as well that we have to be careful with.
Okay, thank you, Raman. Then we'll go Keith and Robert.
Hi, Steve. Steve, I wonder how much tomorrow is going to come down to the mental side of the game in terms of how much the players handle the enormity of the occasion, given the reward should your team win.
Yeah, I think the mental side of the game is massive. We felt that in the first game, and we felt that it was probably more the mental side of the game that let us down in the first game, and the fact that we didn't get round to doing what we were good at. In the second game, we did what we're good at. We got a positive result, and hopefully we go to the match tomorrow and we do what we're good at. And if we do what we're good at, we've got a chance.
Okay, Keith.
Keith Jackson, Daily Record. Steve, is this one of these rare matches that no motivational managerial speech will be required?
I'll try. I'll try and give them something. Everybody knows how big a game it is. You can talk and talk and talk about it. We probably did a little bit of that too much about the first game, so we're trying to underplay this one if you can ever underplay a game of this magnitude. But we're trying to underplay it a little bit and make sure that we're well prepared and ready to go come kick-off.
Okay, Steve.
Steve McGowan, Daily Mail. Steve, does it matter to you at all, personally, that you can be the first Scotland manager to take the team to the last 16?
Nope. Not at all. If we can do it as a group, my staff, my players, then I'll be delighted for them.
Okay, last two on the floor, then we can see if there's any online. Yeah.
Carrie Brown, beIN Sport. Steve, 2 games kicking off at the same time. Of course, you just want to get the 3 points, but what do you say to your players not to be? Do you relay any results, or do you just tell them not to be distracted by the crowd noise, by any suggestion that's coming through the scoreline in that game?
No. Nothing except 3 points for us is what we're thinking. I don't think there's any other scenario in that group. We need to get 3 points to finish third in the group, and then we'll see where that takes us in the competition.
Steve, Robert Grieve from the Scottish Sun. John McGinn was in a minute or two ago and he was talking about the mentality shift from the players from the last Euros. Do you sense that the players have kind of come on a ton since that last time?
Well, they've got a hell of a lot more experience. And that's one of the things that we set out to do. And we said if we can become, not serial qualified, but if we can qualify more regularly for these tournaments, you understand what you're doing. I think we've done a lot of things right this time that maybe we didn't get quite right the last time. And hopefully when you get to the last game, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, if you like. So that's what we're after.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.